Game of Thrones King Joffrey was a merciless tyrant, but his most disturbing kill was Ros. Joffrey killed Ros in Game of Thrones purely for his own sadistic pleasure, showcasing his disturbing and cruel nature. Joffrey's sadism and lust for violence evolved throughout the series, with his sexual desires intertwined with inflicting pain on others. Joffrey's misogyny was evident in his treatment of Ros and even his own mother, Cersei, showcasing his deep-seated cruelty towards women. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. Ros Game of Thrones' death not only satisfied King Joffrey Baratheon's twisted desires but also helped Littlefinger strike a blow to his enemies, but the main reason it's remembered is that few god deaths are as brutal as when Joffrey killed Ros. Joffrey emerged as a villain during Season 1 of the HBO series, but the lingering influence of his parents suppressed his bullying. Joffrey's antics foreshadowed the threat he would become. Following Robert Baratheon's death, Joffrey's rise to power emboldened him, and during subsequent seasons, his cruelty went unchecked. Joffrey's focus became lashing out at the oppressed and undeserving, with Ros's death one of the best remembered from this period of the show. Joffrey killed Ros for no real reason, showing how sadistic he truly is. Joffrey killed Ros for the pure pleasure of it, making this death particularly disturbing, even in a series with so many disturbing deaths. He did not particularly hate Ros. They had very little personal connection, nor did he see killing her as a benefit to his overall political goals, but rather he did it to satisfy his own sadistic desires. Littlefinger hints that Joffrey approached him as the brothel owner in hopes that he would allow him to live out his fantasy of killing someone, and Ros just happened to be the unlucky victim that Littlefinger willingly handed over. Despite his boasting and acting otherwise, Joffrey was not a leader who was cut out for battle, as he ran to hide during the Battle of Blackwater and cowers from any real confrontation. However, he still had a lust for blood and wanted to see what it was like to kill someone himself, rather than simply ordering someone else to do it. But the only way his cowardice would allow him to do this is to shoot a poor woman with a crossbow as she was tied up defenseless. In Game of Thrones Season 3, it became clear Joffrey was a sadist. His sexual desires were satisfied by inflicting pain, and he was using the Ros Game of Thrones arc to fulfill this proclivity, which is what differentiates Joffrey from Westeros' previous kings and queens. It's unclear if Joffrey was aroused enough to engage in any actual sex or if he prioritized violence over any intimate gratification. When burgeoning Westerosi queen-in-waiting Margaery Tyrell showed an interest in Joffrey's crossbow and questioned if he'd like to see her kill something with it, he admitted he would. However, it wasn't Margaery that Joffrey found alluring, but the possibility that she could understand his deviant cruelty. The weapon had become an extension of Joffrey himself at the start of Season 3. Joffrey was at his most dangerous when he felt emasculated, and since he possessed no physical strength or prowess, he had to rely on the submissiveness of his victims. In the final moments of Season 3's The Climb, Ros' lifeless body hangs from a bed pierced by several arrows. It could be considered the result of Joffrey climaxing after all those months of merely torturing Ros. The answer to why Joffrey killed Ros includes his penchant for misogyny. Even Cersei Lannister, one of the series' strongest female characters, found herself at the receiving end of Joffrey's cruelty. She endured it not only because he was the king, but she actually blamed herself for his brutality. She confided in Tyrion that Joffrey's behavior could be a punishment for her relationship with her brother Jaime. On Game of Thrones, after all, incestuous relations went hand in hand with madness. Whatever the reasons for Joffrey turning out to be a bad seed, the Ros Game of Thrones conclusion was ultimately the tragic outcome of a power struggle between Littlefinger and Varys. Varys enlisted Ros to assist him in executing his plan to help the Tyrells consolidate power, promising her a partnership and protection in exchange for spying on Littlefinger. Naturally, Varys' actions conflicted with Littlefinger's agenda to use Sansa for his gain and a bid for Westeros' Iron Throne. Realizing Ros had betrayed him, Littlefinger handed her over to Joffrey, who wanted to try something new, something daring. In one fell swoop, Littlefinger disposed of an enemy and gained favor with Joffrey, who knew nothing of the politics of the situation. This series even foreshadowed Ros' grim fate during Season 2. Ros' failure to perform her duties led to a conversation with Littlefinger about a previous girl who disappointed him. It transpired that he had sold her to a man who appeared to share Joffrey's predilection for torturing helpless women. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.